Well, welcome to Sunday's celebration service. I'm Reverend Valorie Gunsch. It's great to see you all here, and welcome to those of you who are online with us as well. We're glad you're with us. And anyone who is here for the first time, anyone here today for the first time, we'd love to welcome you after the service, and so raise your hand. And if you're online here for the first time, I would like to welcome you and give us a little shout out in the chat and say hello. I wanted to share this beautiful letter with you that we just received in the mail today. It says, "Dear Valorie and wonderful board, unity, where lives now are flourished and not measured, and love, the big agape kind, runs deep. I'm thanking every unity ministry for grounding us in the truth that we are born in original blessing, that we are born whole and divine. And if we forget, then you and the beautiful principles call us back, and that's grace." And this is from a woman named Ellen Webster, whom I've never really met before, but I just wanted to share that with you. We never know how we don't always see the impact of our ministry and the teachings that we have directly, but it's just great to hear something like this. And she sent an origami heart to everyone. So so this coming week in a few days is Earth Day, so I thought it would be great to start with an opening prayer that's focused on Earth Day. And this prayer comes from the book Earth Prayers from around the world. And this one is from the East African Medical Missionary Sisters. And it goes like this. So let us pause and take in these words. Spirit of God in the clear running water, blowing to greatness the trees on the hill. Spirit of God in the finger of the morning, fill the earth, bring it to birth, and blow where you will. Blow, 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 till I be but breath of the Spirit blowing in me. Down in the meadows, the willows are moaning. Sheep in the pasture land cannot lie still. Spirit of God, creation is groaning. Fill the earth, bring it to birth, and blow where you will. Blow, 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 till I be but breath of the Spirit blowing in me. Spirit of God, every human's heart is lonely, watching and waiting and hungry until, Spirit of God, humanity longs that you only fulfill the earth, bring it to birth, and blow where you will. Blow, 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 till I be but breath of the Spirit blowing in me. You know, there is an old-timey religion song called Blow, Spirit, Blow. So I think that was inspired by this. Well, the song was inspired by the same thing that inspired these sisters, which is a biblical verse. So may we always be aware of that Spirit that is within, indwelling in everything and everyone, and that is, the awareness of that is the greatest blessing that we could have and can bring peace, love, and joy into our lives. And for this knowing Spirit, we are grateful, and so it is. Amen. So let us together say something new together today. This is our unity affirmation. Unity of Richmond is abundantly blessed. Creative people are drawn to us. Divine ideas flow through us. Financial resources bless us. And with God as our source, we accomplish mighty works together. And so it is. So our service leader today is Casey Barham. Thank you.
All right. Good morning. All right. The word of the day today is friendly. Friendly. I greet others with a friendly and open heart. Friendly. I greet others with a friendly and open heart. Friendly. I greet others with a friendly and open heart. The Bible contains many stories that encourage hospitality towards strangers. For instance, Jesus welcomed everyone to his ministry, from the hungry and the sick to strangers and social outcasts. He loved unconditionally. That same loving energy is within me. When I greet others with a friendly smile, I not only am sharing one of the great lessons of Jesus, I'm expanding my world and giving myself the chance to learn and grow. If I feel hesitant meeting new people, I remember how it felt to be welcomed by friendly people when I was new to a job, school, church, or town. I was grateful for those people who extended themselves in friendship to me. These memories inspire me to be friendly now. For I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. Matthew 25:35. Friendly.
Friendly and open heart. Greet others with a friendly and open heart.
I greet others with a friendly and open heart.
Good morning. Let's all stand and sing this together. 2, 3, and up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, 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 to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. No more forward, no more backward, no more spinning around and around. My life is moving ever upward, my feet are leaving the ground. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place.
Well, it's time for our opportunities, which Casey seems to have taken with him. I don't know where he went. Yes, so today our Reiki circle is taking place after service, as soon as the sanctuary clears. So we invite you to have fellowship out in the hallway downstairs after service and allow the sanctuary to be cleared so that the Reiki exchange can begin.
Next, I want to call up Mary Ellen, who has a special announcement that she would like to present.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. Good morning. Every year, as you know, we're very involved at Cardinal Elementary with volunteers working with the children and other things that they need our support with. And every year we do a teacher appreciation breakfast in May. This year it's May 7th, Thursday, and we need donations of muffins for the teachers, no nuts. We're passing a sign-up sheet around, and if you could leave them at the church on Tuesday the 5th or Wednesday the 6th, and then I'll pick them up on the afternoon of the 6th. We'd really appreciate your support. Thank you.
It was
Leave the muffins the 5th or the 6th of May, Tuesday or Wednesday. Thank you.
Those dates are also on the sign-up sheet that will be coming around in just a moment. Thank you, Mary Ellen. Also today at 12:30, there will be a Unity Foundations class for those who are interested in learning about Unity, what it is and what it means, and becoming a member, or simply diving deeper into what Unity is all about. We need more Liriope muscari. What? Liriope? Thank you. Thank you. First time I think I've ever said that out loud. I've read it several times. We need more Liriope muscari plants to fill in the strip on French Street, right between the sidewalk and the curb. If anyone has some of these plants to contribute to Unity of Richmond, please drop them off in the black plastic tub that will be located near the water fountain out front. If you need to have the plants removed from your property, please contact Junius Dandridge, and his email is available if you need it. We'll have that available. But this project will end on May 2nd, and we will announce another request in the fall if more plants are needed. And Arts in the Park. The Arts in the Park show is happening Saturday, May 2nd and Sunday, May 3rd at the Carillon in Bird Park. There will be a table outside of Unity for volunteers to sit and hand out brochures and talk to passersby about Unity. If you would like to volunteer, sign up for a shift on the sign-up sheet. We're looking for at least 2 volunteers per shift. The available shifts are Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., and then 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday, there are just 2 shifts from 12:15 to 2 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. We'll close it down a little bit early that day. And that is it for our opportunities today. Okay, I guess next is Katrina.
Good morning, beloveds. We sail above the weather. We search the ocean floor. We rival our creation. Still yearning for more. But can we fly together among if that's what God could see. A single voice in whispered prayer can only pray to travel there. But all as one, we sound the everlasting sound and sing our salvation. Aloft and information, a migratory thee, how wonderful, if that's what God could see. Ooh. Thank you.
Thank you, Katrina. That song has a lot of metaphysical meaning. Or maybe not just metaphysical, but reality. So it reminded me, as we have embarked on this Creating the Beloved Community course together as a church, which started the first class last Tuesday. So thank you to those of you who started in with the first class, and those who weren't able to come. It's going to be once a month for 9 more months. We have a few more books available on the bookshelf, and also recordings are available. So if you can't make all 10 classes, you can still watch them and then read together the chapters. You have a whole month to do it, so it shouldn't be too daunting. To come together the next month and apply those principles as we sail together in a migratory V, creating the legacy of what unity is. And so, there you have it. I invite you to join us if you haven't already with that class. So I've been studying the Integral Ministry program, and that course is also integral. So I've been thinking about how our perspective, our perceptions, and our worldview shapes our experience of life. Our third unity principle says, and I get to move the pointer here, I create my reality with the things I think and feel and believe. And so recently, I've been talking about the idea that our spiritual journey is a process of waking up, growing up, cleaning up, and showing up. That's how our spiritual journey unfolds, and it's how we walk, if you will, a metaphoric labyrinth. A labyrinth is a spiritual walk. It's a meditation where you're following a path. You don't know where the path's going to lead or how it's going to get you to where you come to the center, which represents that divinity, that spirit, that realm of God, and then make contact, and we contact with our higher selves. We grow and transform our lives, and as we walk out of that labyrinth, we want to share the good news. We want to share the joy and the love and the peace that we have gathered as we've walked our own spiritual journey. And so this is the depth of our vision when we say we are transformed lives transforming the world. And so as we embark with this course together, we can also see the hows and the whats in the process of making that manifest, of demonstrating transformation and making the world a better place. So part of our emotional maturity and our spiritual maturity is the ability to recognize where we are at any given time, the orientation of our thoughts and our feelings. Our perspective gives meaning to what we're experiencing at any given situation or circumstance. And we will not eradicate, by the way, we won't be eradicating that tendency to sink into victim consciousness, but we will be able to have spiritual mastery and be able to move ourselves out of that more quickly, and live more from above the line. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a moment with some visuals. So the question to ask is, in this situation, if you're meeting with a challenge or a circumstance that is trying for you, is what perspective am I having right now? How am I seeing this? How am I seeing God in this? How am I seeing myself in this? What prayer am I praying in this? And what action do I need to take? And those are our 5 principles, by the way, the process of moving through them. Acknowledging spirit, acknowledging that within, and stating an affirmation or affirmative prayer, and then walking the talk, living the truth that we know. So, is your perspective helpful, or is it detrimental? And sometimes the question is, how's that working for you? So if you don't like it, then the good news is you can change it. You can ask the question, how can I see this differently? Or as Eric Butterworth, a Unity educator and minister, and he would say, how can I see this rightly? So this is the part of our spiritual and emotional intelligence, that to know how you think and feel, and or notice as the observer, and to see yourself through and shifting back to your wholeness. So today I'm going to share with you some concepts from Cindy Wigglesworth on spiritual intelligence, which is from her book SQ21. And I'm going to share with you the 4 stages of consciousness according to Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith of Agape International Spiritual Living Center. And then also a little bit more in depth in those 4 stages of consciousness is applied in the book 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership by Dethmer, Chapman, and Klimp. So I'm going to share with you a couple of stories too, so we can see it in action, how it applies in our lives. And then I'll leave you with what I'm going to call some homework. So I'll leave you with a practice or a little homework for the week. So with this lesson today, you can use every obstacle as an opportunity and every challenge as a stepping stone. So first, I'd like to share with you a poem by a woman named Valorie Cox. It's circulated around for a number of years, made very well known by Wayne Dyer. And it does illustrate our perspective and our awareness. And it's called The Cookie Thief. A woman was waiting at an airport one night, with several long hours before her flight. She hunted for a book in the airport shop, bought a bag of cookies, and found a place to drop. She was engrossed in her book, but happened to see that the man beside her, as bold as could be, grabbed a cookie or two from the bag in between, which she tried to ignore to avoid a scene. She read, munched cookies, and watched the clock as the gutsy cookie thief diminished her stock. She was getting more irritated as the minutes ticked by, thinking, if I wasn't so nice, I'd blacken his eye. With each cookie she took, he took one too. When only one was left, she wondered what he'd do. With a smile on his face and a nervous laugh, he took the last cookie and broke it in half. He offered her half, and he ate the other. She snatched it from him and thought, "Oh, brother, this guy has some nerve, and he's also rude. Why, he didn't even show any gratitude." She had never known when she had been so galled, and sighed with relief when her flight was called. She gathered her belongings and headed for the gate, refusing to look back at that thieving ingrate. She boarded the plane and sank in her seat, then sought her book, which was almost complete. So as she reached in her baggage, she gasped with surprise. There was her bag of cookies in front of her eyes. "If mine are here," she moaned with despair, "then the others were his, and he tried to share." Too late to apologize, she realized with grief that she was the rude one, the ingrate, the thief. Have you ever judged someone or a situation and then found out you were wrong? Anyone? This poem is an example of how judgments shape our experience. She made a judgment based on how she was seeing the world, her own worldview. And with a little bit more mindfulness, she might have noticed that her cookies were untouched and still in her bag. The man responded with generosity. He responded instead of reacted to the situation. And when you take this little poem and you look at it metaphysically, the woman represents our immature and unconscious mind. And the stranger, the man, represents spiritual and emotional maturity, which is part what we're talking about here today. Because when we mature spiritually and emotionally, we begin to notice that perhaps our perceptions are not accurate. And it's all a matter of perspective. So Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith has taught that there are 4 stages or perspectives or lenses through which we can view life. We can either view life as happening to me, happening by means of me, happening through me, or happening as me. We'll go into a little bit of detail with a visual here in a minute. And these 4 stages have been expanded in the 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership, which is the diagram I'll show you. So here's a reminder, though, of above the line and below the line, because I've spoken about this a bit before, and there we go. And hopefully you can see it better than I can up here. So life and the 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership, the first one is that you're committing to your spiritual growth. And you just draw a simple line, and you can see that when we're above the line and we are open and curious, we're committed to learning. And when we fall below the line, we are closed and defensive and committed to being right. Being right. So that's the simplicity of it. It's all about location, and it's all about our perspective from where we are or below the line, or each of these 4 stages of consciousness we're in. And so in the book, they take these 4 stages into above the line, below the line. And you can see below the line on the left, it's life is happening to me. That's called victim consciousness. Life happens by me. That's called victor consciousness, which is on the right lower side of the line. And then above the line, you have life is happening through me, vessel consciousness. And life is happening as me. Those are both above the line. And perhaps as I go through these with some examples, you can relate to a time or times when you've been in any one of these perspectives, because we do. when we are confronted with stress or a conflict in life. At first, you may see this is happening to me, and why is this happening? Why? and you can look at it as though it's all against you, and that's why it's called victim consciousness. Then you can see, as you mature a little bit, you become more empowered in your personal power to overcome these conditions of the past. And that's called victor consciousness. And perhaps, though, from there we can even rise a little higher above the line and see that life happens through us. That Spirit works through us to connect with whatever solutions, to implement whatever divine ideas come, that Spirit is moving as the opening prayer, blow, Spirit, blow. This is the breath is me. So vessel consciousness is that next other stage. And then lastly, the verities stage, which is you're in unity with your divinity. There's no separation between you and Spirit. So we can find ourselves at any given time in any one of these, and when a conflict arises, and think of one as I go through it. Think of something that has been challenging to you. At first, it may sound like this isn't fair. What did I do to deserve this? Then you may think of a shift to overcoming it. I can have victory over what happened. I am in charge. I am empowered. I can overcome this difficulty, this conflict, this trauma. This is more beneficial than victim consciousness, right? It's improvement, but it's still based in human effort and committing to being right, which is below the line, as you can see in the diagram. So perhaps there's a better perspective. Perhaps I could open and be curious in how somehow this may be working that all things may be working together for me. Because if there is just one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, then how could anything be against me or you or us? Then the next level would be that Spirit is moving as me. Spirit is moving as me to bring more light, more love, and more peace to this situation, both within my consciousness and to help others in their consciousness. So, vessel consciousness is being a vessel for Spirit and working for good, and verity consciousness is that Spirit works as me. And just a note, too, about vessel consciousness. In most religious theology, you'll see this relationship, this I-thou relationship. There's nothing wrong with it. Just note that if we are having this I-thou relationship, are you thinking of it as separate from you and not within you in original blessing? So it reminds me of the song by Daniel Nahmod, which is called Raising the Veil, where he says, I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. And that's vessel consciousness. So depending on your self-awareness, that's where your power lies. So it's good to remind ourselves to come back above the line and notice where we are and make a commitment to moving to where we want to be, to having more peace, to being connected with all that is. So we're also reading in the Integral Ministry course, the SQ21 book by Cindy Wigglesworth, and she's a scientist and a researcher who actually developed a quantitative method for measuring spiritual intelligence. She's expanded on multiple intelligence theory, which I'll go over briefly here because we have multiple intelligences, and these are just 4 of them. But the physical intelligence is your ability to have body awareness, to recognize when your body needs to move, when it needs to rest, when it needs to eat, get nourishment, and when it needs to drink water. Your IQ is your intellectual and cognitive intelligence, which is, sometimes it just doesn't move when I first click it. So it's about your mathematical, technical, and linguistic skills as started out. And then later on, it's expanded into your ability to consider multiple perspectives simultaneously. Because as we evolve in human consciousness, complexity is what happens. Things are more complex. So there's less either or because things are really complex about life. So then our EQ is emotional intelligence, and it is tied closely with spiritual intelligence because you can't have one without the other. Our emotional intelligence is our ability to have awareness of our emotions, to have empathy, and to manage our emotions. I grew up in a time of in my early life intellectualizing everything. And when I first spoke with a therapist and they asked me how I felt, I could not identify my feelings. That was a rough way of living. So being able to identify our feelings is a good skill to have. And you can still have feelings of anger or anxiety or worry or whatever, but you can still, what I'm learning in this class is you can still have these feelings and be above the line with them. So when you notice them, allow them to move and don't resist them, but notice them, then you can let them go and not keep them held within your body and your mind. And so, anyway, identifying, the ability to identify and have awareness of our emotions, because if we can do that, then we can have empathy for others. If we cannot do that, there's no empathy. Okay? And so managing those emotions is when we're working above the line with them. And then lastly, spiritual intelligence. And spiritual intelligence is our 4, she calls them 4 quadrants. A spiritual intelligence consists of our level of self-awareness, our universal awareness, self-mastery, and our spiritual presence. So self-awareness is being aware of your worldview, your life's purpose, the priorities of your values, or as she calls them, the hierarchy of your values. Because there are many times when you have to choose between values because life is complex, right? And so sometimes the values are in conflict and we have to decide which ones are the most important and act on them. Complexity of inner thought and awareness of your higher self and awareness of ego, so you can recognize the difference. That's self-awareness. Then self-mastery, it's being committed to your personal growth, which is above the line, keeping your higher self in charge, being committed to that. Living your purpose and values and sustaining your faith. And then seeking guidance, being committed to seeking guidance from spirit, from higher self. And then universal awareness is the awareness of our interconnectedness with all life, awareness of others' worldviews without making them wrong, and awareness of limitations and the power of our human perception, and awareness of spiritual laws, and an awareness of transcendent oneness. And then that brings us to the fourth quadrant, which is our she calls it social mastery and also spiritual presence. That's being wise and effective and being a teacher, mentor of spiritual principles, making compassionate and wise decisions, and being a calm and healing presence and being aligned with the ebbs and flows of life. So as I said earlier, we're all walking this labyrinth, which is our spiritual journey, and it's an unfolding and an emergence. So as we walk the path, we grow within these skills in this area that I've been talking about today. And I'm looking forward to, she's going to be in our class in a couple of weeks. Cindy Wigglesworth will be. And we had to take, there is a test that she has, so you can look at what is your spiritual IQ, spiritual intelligence. Where are you at with these things? All right, so I wanted to share with you a story now that was an aha for me and showed me where I'm at and how far I've come and how I have been able to use the skills and principles that I've learned from these teachings. So just earlier this week on Wednesday, when I got in my car to leave, I started the car, and after I started the car, 4 lights came on the dash that did not go off, and they all had to do with brakes. So I was like, oh, wow, what's that? My brakes, though, seemed to be working. There didn't seem to be any reality to any abnormalities, but I was curious, and I thought, well, I'll need to address this, but for now, I'm going to drive to church. So I went to the office, and throughout the day, I just kind of was aware that I needed to address that, and decided to be curious. And I looked at the brake fluid to see if it was low, and it was. Went about the day, and then as I went home, decided this was the time to take care of this. So I just, but also in the process, I was noticing I was feeling a little bit annoyed, a little bit irritated by the inconvenience, perhaps, and the worry that this could cost me a lot of money to fix. But then I would say, but what if it doesn't? What if it's just a simple and easy fix? So I took some deep breaths, went about my day, as I said, and then on the way home I stopped at an auto store and asked them to put a little machine on there to read the codes. What were these lights meaning? Now I looked in my handbook too, and when they put their machine on there, it read nothing. There were no codes to read. And he said, oh, it must be a deeper problem. Like, maybe it is, but maybe it isn't, right? So I went to the auto place where I get my oil changed, and I said, they do top off the fluids in between oil changes, and I said, I need my fluids topped off, and specifically brake fluid is low. He goes in and he tops off all the fluid but the brake fluid and tells me they don't top off brake fluid. Oh, okay. So I went back to the auto store, bought some brake fluid, filled it up, started the car, and the lights went off, all of them. So for me, the learning in that story is that to see how far I have come, because it could have been it could have been so stressful that the whole rest of my day was ruined, and I couldn't concentrate on anything else or whatever. But I noticed that I was using my principles, that it had become more second nature to me to stop myself, notice what I'm feeling, notice what I'm thinking, and make a shift. So I felt really good about that. And then I was thinking, maybe in retirement one day I'll just tinker with cars. Not really. Anyway, so other lesson was that even though I may not be a mechanic or have a mechanical mind, I could discern information that I received both from the technical things and then others who seemingly are experts. But sometimes the experts are wrong, right? We have to discern the information that's coming in, which is one of our spiritual powers, the power of spiritual understanding. And sort through all of that and ask our spiritual, our divine selves what information is best and what to act on and what not to. So as a reflection, then I invite you to think about a time in your life when you may have noticed yourself in the throes of something that was challenging you and upsetting you. Notice the times. You can easily probably notice times when you didn't use your skills. So let's not focus on that, but let's focus and consider times when you did use your skills and what was the outcome. So you're taking radical responsibility for your life, which is the first commitment in the 15 commitments of leadership. A radical responsibility is seeing where you are above or below the line and moving yourself back up above the line to a more productive way of thinking and viewing things. So I would invite you to make a commitment then today to seeing obstacles as opportunities and seeing challenges as stepping stones. It's all about perspective and it's all about living intentionally. And so the homework I'm giving you for this week is just to notice when you're above the line, open, curious, willing to learn, or when you're below the line, if you're closed, defensive, committed to being right. Just notice and then make a commitment and a choice to shift yourself to above the line. So, our third principle is a spiritual law that our thoughts and feelings and beliefs that we have create our experience in consciousness and in demonstration. So if you don't like where you are at emotionally or spiritually, then choose a different perspective. Look for a different perspective, one that works better for you. Have compassion for yourself when you fall into victim consciousness. And step by step, you can move from victim to victor to vessel to verity consciousness. Or take one step or take two steps above the line and bring yourself closer to that one presence, that one power that is indwelling in you, expresses as you, gives you answers, solutions, and the presence to meet whatever condition or circumstance is before you. And ultimately, then, you can have this transcendent experience of life as you. And to paraphrase our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, he did write a book called The Mysteries of John. In the book of John is known to be the mystical teachings of Jesus. But what he said is, we demonstrate ultimate reality or spirit or God by making its spirit manifest in our lives. So our spiritual intelligence is actuated self-awareness, self-mastery, universal awareness, and spiritual presence. So as you grow in emotional and spiritual intelligence, then your capacity to make the world a better place and influence others increases. You also bring forth that joy from within that nothing and no one can take away. that you can still have your joy from within no matter what the circumstance. And as you walk the labyrinth of life, then you will become that wise and effective spiritual presence, a teacher and a mentor of spiritual principles. Make compassionate and wise decisions, and be a calming and healing presence. And be aligned with the flow of life. I believe that's what, Buddhists call equanimity, when we can meet whatever it is with full presence and mindfulness. And so it is. I leave you with that assignment. Notice where you're at, above or below the line this week. Love to hear about it next week or in discussions after service. But thank you. And now we'll have a little meditation. So as we prepare for meditation, let us connect with our breath. That breath of spirit that is breathing you. That breath that gives you life. That breath that you don't have to really think about, but is good to be mindful of when you're not breathing deep enough. So we come together, calling forth that divine intelligence, that divine spirit that is within, guiding and directing. When we but tune into and raise the veil. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation and no distance at all. Because God is right here within and all around and everywhere present. And with the guidance of this divine intelligence, we bring to mind then a situation or concern that you have had recently. Notice your thoughts and feelings around that. Maybe you've already shifted from thinking it's against you, or why is this happening? Maybe you've already shifted, but notice, identify the situation. And identify which of these states of consciousness you may have met this challenge with. Did you feel powerless? Did you feel empowered to overcome? Did you connect with Spirit and ask Spirit for the solution, guiding you, moving in and through you as to what to do and how to address this condition or this challenge? Do you have an experience of Spirit as you bringing and shining its light in and as you? Could I see this situation from the light of Spirit. Bringing more light, more love, more peace, more joy. How can I bring more light, more love, more peace, and more joy within this condition? So right now we affirm and know that we are spirit, we are holy. I am spirit. I am holy. I am love. I am light. I am the expression of spirit in action. And I commit to my spiritual growth, and I commit to being and embodying these qualities of love and peace and joy that are indwelling, that nothing and no one can take away, because I know this one presence and one power active in my life. It is everywhere and within all things, and nothing and no one can be against me. And so it is.
Let's all sing this together. I am spirit. I am holy. I am sacred. I am love. You are spirit. You are holy. You are sacred. You are love. We are spirit. We are holy. We are sacred. We are love.
And so as we prepare for our offering, I would like to recognize that we received a thank you note for our tithe to the Cardinal School Program from the Unitarian Universalist Church, whom we are partnering with. And so just all of us on the Cardinal team want to thank the members of Unity of Richmond for your generous donation and for the benefit of the Cardinal School. So I just wanted to share that with you and the impact of our giving individually and as a collective.
All right.
Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give, and all that I receive, And I am grateful.
And now we have another great song by Katrina and the music team.
You've got to accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. You got to spread joy up to the maximum and bring gloom down to the minimum and have faith. Our pandemonium's light bold walk upon the scene to illustrate my last remark. Jonah and the whale, Noah and the ark. What did they do? Just when everything looked so dark. Man, they said you gotta accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. Come on in. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah and the whale, Noah and the ark. What did they do? Just when everything looked so dark. Man, they said you better accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between.
And now we'll bless the gift. Okay, now we will bless the gifts. We give thanks for the gifts that we support our mission of creating a spiritually awakened world. Are there any?
You are walking as the light, as the light, as the light. You are walking as the light, as the light of God. As the light, 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 as the light of God.
Thank you. And we'd like to thank the prayer chaplains for being available every Sunday, our music team for providing us with lovely music, Debbie, who keeps the place clean and all that you do, our AV team for making this all possible for the people at home and making us look good, our Reverend Val for the talk that you gave today. Wonderful, inspiring. Our ushers and everyone else who helps make this service possible. Thank you. I'm just here to help. All right. Now let's, I guess, the prayer of protection. Join me in that. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us.
And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, the family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joy as a vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally.